Trevor introduced us, and so you got this phone call from the director of Continuing Indaba, whatever that is.
Absolutely, I had no idea.
And I was ringing up this woman that Trevor had said was magnificent, and I found you were. But you're running a human rights organisation in Botswana, and concerned for the flourishing of all people and people gaining a voice wherever they are. What did you think of me when I phoned you up? What was your kind of thought?
Well, I was a bit apprehensive. I had no idea what this Continuing Indaba was about, particularly as it isn't an English word. And I was phoning London to find out about it. And through discussion, got really excited about being part of it, because it really is the kind of work which I do every day. And so it was really finding a new space to participate in similar work with different people.
So after the Lambeth conference, we were looking at how we do things in a way that wasn't determined by white methodologies, white processes, how we would, Western ideas, but how we would actually gain insights for all people, whether they're Chinese origin or from the USA or wherever, in a way of doing things that might reflect the Bible, but might reflect different ways of being, of community, of an understanding of Ubuntu. And then for me, I think Ubuntu is in Swahili we would talk about umoja, jamaa. These kind of ways, these philosophical ways of being, worked out in Indaba. Indaba is about how you live that out in a community. How do you actually then come to a decision where not everybody's going to agree, but we actually agree to go forward together?
I mean, one of the things which struck me was during one of the Indaba sessions where somebody summarised it by saying it was a new way of being church. And being, linking up with what you just said now. For me, Botu is what we call it in Setswana, Ubuntu in the Zulu, is a very natural way of engaging and of being. And I remember being in the Indaba session in India, engaging with 3 different dioceses, one from New York, one from Derby, and one from Mumbai, and seeing how an attempt to introduce a new way of engaging while being mindful of self, in other words, one's own understandings of relationships, etc., but trying to reach out and being open to learning from the other or others. Fascinating questions during that process, where the team from India almost more instinctively understood what we were talking about. And I really appreciated the other members saying, well, how will we know we're there? And trying to say to them, being there is in the getting there. And really trying to, it really was calling on people to trust in the process, and to be prepared to be lost at some point, while trusting in the fact that we would meet one another somewhere. And that's what's been particularly important for me, in fact. And also, I was also prepared to be lost because I was engaging cross-culturally. But I found the Indian experience really interesting. The African experience was interesting for very different reasons, because you had a group of people who instinctively understood what Indaba was about and Botu. So it had a very different type of character from the other fora in which I was involved. But everybody came out with something, and an enhanced understanding of self, an enhanced understanding of the need to be mindful of other cultures, other perspectives, other experiences, but constantly focusing back on what binds us as Anglicans, in that shared context. So I found the Indaba process really, really useful and very interesting.